All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 5 Now, our live stream here on our WKRG Facebook page. We're glad you're with us. I'm Bill Riles, your host for the next couple of minutes, and we'll get to some of our big stories. Question of the day. Do I even understand the question of the day? Or our poll of the day? I don't know, but we'll find out together. How about that? It's coming up right now.
Brought to you by Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
There we go. Now it's on. We got a little more humidity heading into the weekend as we get ready. It is Friday. It's Friday. How about that? So we hope you're planning for a great weekend. Again, a little bit warmer, but coming up on Monday, according to John Nodar, the humidity is going to go back down a little bit. So it'll be less of a September feel here on the more of a not September. I don't know. Anyway, I'm obviously not the weather guy. Okay, that's John, but. Yeah, he said humidity is going to come back down on Monday. And to be having some difficulty keeping the mic hot for some reason. I don't know. Every time I press a button, the mic goes off. So if our engineers are listening, I'll just report the malfunctions as we go along. How about that? Let's get to our big stories right now and tell you what's happening in the world. Number 5, a conservation management project to save some wildlife species on Dauphin Island calls for the removal of others, including a well-known fox named Roxy. The West End beach at Dauphin Island is home to more than 800 acres of protected land for endangered turtles and nesting birds. The city was handed that project about 5 years ago, has no choice but to follow the guidelines. Dauphin Island officials say they are working with federal wildlife agencies to see how to go about removing the foxes from that area. We'll let you know how that project commences. Number 4, more improvements and restorations at the Fairhope waterfront. The focus now on the South Beach Park. On the list of improvements, new and wider sidewalks, improved lighting, new restrooms, along with a ramp that extends from the top of the bluff down to the park. You guys know what a trek that is from the bluff down to the park itself. City leaders say construction in the South Beach Park expected to wrap up by the end of October. The mayor says that ramp will be a big help to for people, mothers with strollers, disabled folks, wheelchair access. So it should be a good improvement to the park there. Number 3, Austal and Master Boat Builders are partnering up to increase U.S. shipbuilding capacity. The companies plan to distribute work across their shared facilities and shorten production schedules and take on larger government programs. Number 2, let's get you into sports. Week 3 of the high school football season kicked off last night with a regional game. The Alberta Warriors on the road to take on the Williamson Lions, but this was all the Lions last night. Senior cornerback Jermaine McCree starts the domination with a deep interception return. Wide receiver John Austin will take it in for the first touchdown. A defense, sophomore safety Carnell Flukum takes down Alberta's quarterback for a safety. That would make it 9-0 Williamson, but Williamson would go on to crush Alberta 64-9 to start off 2-0 this season. The Warriors start the season at 0-3. There are other games. Week 3 to watch out for. Mary G. Montgomery Vikings on the road at Daphne. The Theodore Bobcats look to rebound as they host the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets. The Flora Rattlers travel to Viger. The Murphy Panthers will be with the Blunt Leopards at Ladd Peoples Stadium. Both teams looking to win their first game of the season. The BC Rain Red Raiders go on the road to take on the UMS Wright Bulldogs. That's all the action going on. Not all the action, but some of the action going on tonight for week 3 of high school football. So if you get out there, enjoy. It'll be a fun thing to do. All right, get you to our question of the day. This is what I'm stumped on. Should healthcare providers update their TikTok policies to protect patient dignity? Didn't know this was an issue, but there's a story attached to it, and you can drop a comment here. The question comes after clinic workers at an urgent care in Santa Barbara were fired for posting a TikTok showing bodily fluids on medical exam paper after patient appointments. Yeesh. All right. Yeah, you got the camera in your hand. You just got to be careful, you know. TikTok doesn't belong at work, according to Gwen. Yes, patient confidentiality should be protected. Yeah, I think a lot of people are on board with patient confidentiality. I know if I go to the doctor, I don't want you to hear a word about it. How about that? Yeah. Hey, let's get you to our poll of the day as well. Another something I don't know anything about, and I fully admit it. Well, that's wrong. Here, let me fix that for you real quick, if I can do that. Just hang on real tight. I can fix this. I know how. I know where the buttons are. Here we go. Now then, there it is. Okay. I did all that to ask you this question. What is your Hogwarts house? Now, if you're a Harry Potter fan, I guess you'll understand this. If you're like me, you won't. Pretty cut and dried, right? All right. I tell you what, come on over, and if you're already here, comment on our poll or question of the day. You know, it's funny, through the week I get stumped by the questions and polls. And people ask, don't you know what it is when you first go? And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm just finding out about it with you right here. This is an honest reaction. I'll comment too. You can comment on our poll, our question, stories you see on our Facebook page. Coming up later, Devin Walsh in at 9 and noon today. Back here at 12:35 for News 5 Now. Been a pleasure to be with you all week long. We'll see you back here on Monday, 4:30 for News 5 this morning. And we hope you'll watch us through the weekend. Got lots of sports actions, CBS, college football, things going on. The NFL getting into full swing Sunday. So, yeah, a lot going on this weekend. Have a great one, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.